really doing it. We are live.
Good evening, everybody.
Well, hello there, everybody. I didn't see you come in. But enough about me. Do you hate pseudoscience? Do you hate stupid morons that spread nonsense and lie about confirmed theories?
Yep,
This is the video for you. So come in, sit right down, pour yourself a cup of post-coital brandy, and let's break it down.
Post-coital brandy? What the fuck is... Okay.
Mike, I'm slap happy. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, okay?
Okay. Well, I guess. Post-coital brandy. Post-coital cigarettes I've heard of, but God, dude, you don't want to do brandy right away. Not till your blood sugar recovers.
This is why you come to this channel, is to learn things like this. Like you want to smoke post-coitally instead of the brandy isn't the way to go. I didn't know that.
No, it isn't. Your blood sugar takes a hit, man. You can't just add alcohol to that shit. Okay. Let's see here. So we got, where the Donny paper? Let's see. Okay. Donny used this diagram last night repeatedly. And he went after the very last paper, Helgeson 2024, is actually amateur. And Dr. Dan just did a video about it just a few minutes ago. And I've linked that in my description where he goes through the calculation that's actually there. But so anyway, Donny came up with, like, this is supposed to tell you that all these papers basically confirm his position. 1 in 29 generations, 1 per 27, 1 per 46, all that stuff. So I'm like, first of all, I wasn't sure if there was a Helgeson 2024 paper, and I searched for it everywhere, and all I found is the amateur paper. So anyway, that was the one that he was referring to. And it doesn't in any way say anything about 1 per 38 generations. In fact, the problem is, let me see if I can get the problem here. Okay, so I went through and downloaded each of these papers and got ChatGPT to comment on these papers, basically in Donny's chart. So let's see, Donny's, okay. Anyway, so Hull 1996, D-loop sequences from 45 members of a large maternal pedigree affected by Leber hereditary optic neuropathy. The paper detected 2 control region changes in roughly 81 maternal transmissions and estimated about 0.75 substitutions per site per year. I don't think, does that one, I didn't calculate that one, the Howell one. So let me see here. I got to put that on the screen. Okay, Howell. What would that be? Well, it depends on whether it's a control region or the entire genome. But anyway, I don't think it supports what he's saying in his illustration. Bendel 1996 examined control region heteroplasmy. Okay. And that means that they found in one person, they found differences in the DNA between 2 different mitochondria, 2 or more mitochondria. This was principally a heteroplasmy study, not a clean count of newly fixed germline substitutions. So again, there's nothing in that paper that would lead to Donny's calculation that he had in the table. So I don't know how he did that.
Yeah, so he not only cherry-picked the shit out of his data collection, he also had to lie out of his fucking teeth, just lie his face off about the data he cherry-picked. He cherry-picked sources that prove him wrong.
Right. And if Donny, if you want to come on sometime and show me how you did these calculations, I'd fucking love to have you on. I'd love to have you show me how you calculated this stuff from these papers. Okay, MUM 1997, a disease gene pedigree study that happened to detect 1 apparently new heteroplasmic mtDNA variant. Now, a heteroplasmic variant, it doesn't say anything about whether it's going to be in the germline at all. So it has nothing to do with
Right.
calculating what he came up with. Yet he came up with a number for it. How did
Because
he do
only
that?
the germline mutations matter. If it's somatic, it's not going to get passed on.
Yeah, if it's heteroplasmic, you don't know. I mean, the chances are that it was a somatic mutation, or it could have been that the mother passed on heteroplasmy. That can happen, but it's going to pass it on to the descendants, and whether or not you can count it as a mutation or not depends on chance, 50-50 or even less. So let's see. So that was Mom. Parsons, 1997. That's the one in question. That's the one that turns out to give them, that started this whole fucking shitstorm, right? So we won't deal with that. Sudyal used genealogies of Trista dicuna families. Importantly, later reviews report 0 mutations in 108 transmissions. Therefore, this paper did not deserve 1 per 36 generations. Let's go down here a little bit here. Sudyal, okay, third, Parsons. Where does he mention Sudyal? I think he's, do you see it? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Second, the Sudyal row is plainly wrong. The study reportedly observed 0 mutations in 108 transmissions. That means 108, what would that be? Copies or generations. Donny's chart converts that into approximately 1 per 36 generations. 0 divided by 108 is 0, not 1 in 36. He may be inserting an upper confidence bound or rate borrowed from elsewhere, but the chart does not say so. Presenting it as is observed result of Sudyal 1907 is false.
Oh man, yeah, just more extreme cherry picking and straight up lying with math. I'm so pissed off that Sam had the fucking gall to tell me, well, it's not lying with math if Donny doesn't know he's lying.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Okay. So Higher 2001 studied deep French Canadian pedigree, some reaching about 32 generations. It detected 4 changes over about 508 transmissions. Unlike simple mother-child comparisons, its deep genealogies help distinguish recent heteroplasmy from mutations that persisted along maternal lines. Now, so let's see, 4 changes in 508 transmissions. That would give you a generation count of like 1 in 100 something, right? 126. I don't know. What does that make sense, Austin? It just doesn't give the result that he said. Okay, Bandstatter sequenced 135 mother-child pairs, which isn't going far enough because you don't know if it's somatic. You have to have 3 generations in order to figure out whether it's somatic or germline. Let's see, and focus on transmission and detection of heteroplasmy. That's what he was interested in, not coming up with a timeline or per generation mutation rate. 13 families showed mother-child differences involving heteroplasmic substitutions. Treating every heteroplasmic change as a new lineage-fixing mutation is not justified. Here we go. Santos 2005, Azorian pedigrees, mutation hotspots, heteroplasmy and transmission. Explicitly address why pedigree observations and long-term substitution rates differ. You see that? He actually tells you why they differ. It was not evidence that the pedigree rate can simply be extrapolated for thousands of generations. Madrigal 2012 used deep Costa Rican genealogies, reportedly 9 to 12 generations, and detected 2 mutations in approximately 220 maternal transmissions. That's different. You see what's going on here.
100%.
Depending on your sample, you're going to end up with with pedigrees, you're going to end up with widely varying results, right? Mm-hmm. And you can't just average the whole fucking thing, because not all of those results, only one of those lineages is going to end up being the coalescent image or lineage that ends up changing the population overall, right? So, I mean, it just doesn't work to do this stuff at all.
No.
That's Madrigal. And then Helgeson, huge Icelandic data set, 64,000 people.
And as far as I understand it, Mike, part of the reason scientists and researchers use these methods is so that they can collect the data, do statistical analysis on it, and create a confidence interval, which is more likely to be accurate than a definite date.
Well, the reason they're doing this is twofold. Parsons did it for the FBI because they had a problem identifying soldiers' remains, right? And they had soldiers' remains that had a heteroplasmy. There were two different mtDNAs in the same cell or in the same, tissue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they couldn't be sure whether or not they had the right soldier. So Parsons was employed to do this study so they could kind of sort it out. And I'm not sure what they came up with, but that is about forensics, basically, which, has nothing to do with evolution. That isn't why they did the study in the first place. So, I mean, the Parsons thing was used way outside of its scope.
Yeah,
So,
and we pretty much, Parsons was the only one we really ended up talking about in any depth. And I think that's by design. He wants to hammer this Parsons calculation where they use 10 as the divergence they're accounting for, which is insanely low. And just no way it could even be close to right. Did you see Dr. Dan's comment there?
2.5 minutes behind. So I don't know if you got to the, so yeah, we did get to Sodiel, but that's the one where they had 0 mutations and Donny came up with, somehow he turned that into 138 and it should have been 0 in however many. It's just 000 mutations. We came up with Sodiel. So I don't know if you're caught up yet, Dan. Run me at 2 times. That should work. Okay, and then the last paper, the one that Dr. Dan covers masterfully, mother-child transmissions, 8,199 detected mutations. It produced separate rates for coding and control regions and documented extensive site-specific hypermutability in selection. It did not conclude that the whole mitochondrial genome acquires one inherited substitution in 38 generations. There's nothing in that paper or the math that would give you that figure. So Donny pulled that figure out of his butt. And like I say, Donny, if you want to come on and defend your math, otherwise you are lying through your teeth, and you use that during a debate, and you went out in public and used that information, and none of it is supported. So, and what else we got? I think that's, I got I have so much. Okay, the bottom line claim of an average 1 mutation per 36 generations is not scientifically valid meta-analysis. First, the studies measured different things. Entire control region versus HVR1 and HVR2. Homoplasmic substitutions versus newly detected heteroplasmies, which, mother-child pairs, you can't figure out whether that's germline. Mother-child pairs rather than deep pedigrees, blood or other sample tissues, which could be a problem. Different detection thresholds, different numbers of nucleotide sites, different criteria for deciding whether the difference was germline, somatic, or inherited. In the 2024 study, the entire mitochondrial genome, you cannot average 1 per 25, 1 per 55, and similar ratios unless the studies cover the same number of bases and use equivalent mutation definitions. The correct denominator is something like number of mutations divided by number of nucleotide sites examined times maternal transmissions. Even that can be stratified by genomic region and heteroplasmic threshold. Second, the Sodiel row is plainly wrong. The study, we went over that. So there's the Sodiel thing, Doctor.
And I would like to address something that I think is really important, is that I don't know whether Donny is, he's not understanding this, or if, there's like confirmation bias or cognitive dissonance, something like that going on. But he seems to think he's using something other than just pedigree rates. No, Donnie, you are using only pedigree rates. The difference, the dichotomy there is not single pedigree rates versus multiple pedigree rates. It's pedigree rates versus phylogenetic rates, and you are using nothing but pedigree rates. So
yeah,
it's an important distinction, because pedigree rates are, none of them are even close. Like, they're all going to be in the tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of years.
yeah. The thing is, Donny believes this because he believes the Bible first.
Right.
Okay, so he believes the 6,000, and then he sees the Parson paper and back of the envelope calculations give him what he wants, and everything else that he sees, he's going to rope into that paradigm or into that arena, and it just reinforces his belief when he writes a table like that. However in hell he pulled those numbers out of his ass, it just reinforces what he believes, and he's not going to budge from that because these guys are Bible first, science second.
Yeah, he's got the secret knowledge that the Bible is right. So when he sees the 6,500 number, he's like, oh, that's the right number. So how are all these other numbers just noise?
Yeah, everything else has to just be, evolution is trying to cover their tracks or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep. Per generation time calculate. Let's see. Oh, no, that's a 600 years thing. You see, there's one other thing I wanted to show you. And I did this the other night when we went over mitochondrial E paper, MT duplicate, creationist and mutation rates. I wonder if this is it. Oh, short-term pedigree. Why do you go to the bottom all the time? The interesting thing is when you take longer, and I'm trying to find my calculator. Human mitochondrial variation. Is that what I just did? Oh, what did I just do? Not sure if I just did that one or not. Oh, if you include things like Canary Islands and places with where we know when it was settled, and then we look at the variation within that population. The longer the time period, the slower the rate of mutation. Now, why would that be? That's exactly what Dr. Dan has been screaming about for 5 years, is that the substitution rate is not the same as the pedigree rate. The pedigree rate is going to show you like one little tiny section and show you some mutations here and there. But when you look at the whole population, right, and the lineages, and you look at coalescence, you're going to end up with a very, very different result. You cannot use pedigree rates to do this work. And that is what they've been struggling with, because that's all they got, right? Pedigree rates. The only other thing that we have is that we believe that it was 5 to 8 million years ago that we diverged from the chimpanzee, and we can look at that, right? We could look at, I think they could look at Neanderthals. I think they'd get a much better picture with Neanderthals. Wonder who's done that.
Yeah. So I of course mentioned that Dr. Dan is champing at the bit to debate you, Donnie, and he was all nods and smiles. Oh yeah. But I don't think that's going to happen. So this may be the only time he gets brought to bear on this. He gets his feet held to the flames on this. But wow, what a payload from it! That chart, and just the level of nonsense, the cherry picking and the quote mining. Every one of these is a freaking Trojan source. Truly, every single one. That's amazing. Yeah. And then, oh my God, how cruel he was to Joe. And Joe was fucking right, and he's wrong. He's using the wrong lead author name for some inscrutable freaking reason.
Yeah. And then goes after Joe.
Yeah.
Who admittedly is not a biologist and didn't want to get into that.
Right.
What you guys should have done with Sam the whole time is you should have said, thank you for your input and nothing else. Because Sam was just doing his precept bullshit.
You know
That's all
what?
he was doing.
I tried to do a balance of that and to just remind the audience, hey, precept is bullshit. It's fucking incurious. It's a fucking joke. It's literally a joke epistemology and axiology. It's shallow and vapid and no one takes it seriously. And that's why it doesn't even warrant a response. And then just go back to not responding because I just explained why it doesn't warrant a response.
Scott, I like being in a fetal position, sucking my thumb and whining. That's my natural state.
Well,
yeah.
We need to get you out of that, though. So that's why we need 80 more subscribers. If you have any friends who haven't subscribed, please send them this way.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and just start yelling at random people until I find 80 to subscribe to your channel, Mike.
Yeah. So there was this, let's see, I think I got this from a paper, the whole thing. They went through a whole bunch of, they did a review of a whole bunch of different studies that they did, like, I guess it would be pedigree studies. But the interesting thing is that the ones that, let's see, the ones that went back in time further, okay, this was, who did this? Who did this study? Canary Island, debate ready answer. Let's see here. Creationist claim. God, I can't remember how the hell I did this. But anyway, the longer the time period that we can count on, and then we look at the mutations, the lower the rate becomes. A rate, goes from 1.09 down to 1/5, which would indicate a 68,000 years, for our little back of the envelope calculation for getting the number of mutations that we need. But anyway, so I thought that was really significant, that shows you that when it comes to populations and substitution rates, that you cannot count on pedigree rates. And that just comes up over and over and over again. And I have 56 papers downloaded on mtDNA. Don't make me read them all, Donnie. Please,
I would like to know what people thought about the moderating, if we can ask about that real quick.
I thought it was pretty good. I
did too at first, and then afterwards I developed some issues. But go ahead.
Yeah, during the latter part of it, I think she got tired of trying to, like, she should have muted Sam a couple of times when the bottom part of the panel came on, and I think she started to falter and fail. She could have used the mute button more effectively. Occasionally, she just said, "Okay, guys, stop it." Is Raging Tomato, is that a creationist site or is that a religious site? I don't know.
I know that she's hardcore right wing. Like, she's hosted Andrew Wilson and Jim Bob. Although Andrew Wilson hates her now, and I think Rachel Wilson does too. But she does have like opposition on too, and it's usually good opposition. And I think we were the good opposition last night. And so there is a lot of rational people there, but there's also there's a mix of some rational people, and then there's a lot of like hardcore right wing people. And some of the hardcore right wingers are science deniers, and others are not. And so it's a good mix that we get some of the science deniers, but they're still outnumbered. And so everybody's like, "What's wrong with you guys? Why aren't you accepting this data?" And so I think it was a good space to do this work in. But I do have issues with her moderate. Like, what in the fuck was up with the slurs? There was no need for those at all. And then she's like weighing in and saying that she thinks pre-sup is important. I struggled not to laugh in her face when she said that.
Right, she isn't supposed to do that.
Yeah, like she broke impartiality there a little bit. And another way I think she broke impartiality, and it's very germane because he's in the freaking chat. They let Donny and Sam talk shit about Dr. Dan all fucking night long. I brought up their mentor, Kent Hovind, once, who is literally Satan fucking incarnate. And she's like, "Oh, come on." let's not besmirch people that aren't here, but unless they're Dr. Dan, then you can talk shit about them all you want.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I didn't have a ton of complaints. I think she did okay, like considering what she had to deal with. But yeah.
Yep. Now here's Dr. Dan's video, and Dr. Dan does a really good job, and we're gonna let you go over there and watch that.
With this guy right here under the region column.
He does the calculation and shows you everything you need to know about this problem, basically. So anyway, and yeah, the important thing that we want to mention is that young Earth creationists have to account for the variation with Neanderthals, not just within human populations, because they insist that Neanderthals jumped off that ark and ran north and suddenly mutated all over the place. I don't know why.
Yeah. They didn't want to talk about Neanderthals at
They don't
all.
like talking about Neanderthals. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a big problem for them. Anyway, Dr. Dan's video is linked in my description, and y'all ought to go look at that. And also the last two videos on his channel address the subject debate prep. And there was another one prior to that kind of drove the point home. But Donny, it's amazing. Like, okay, when you guys, there's two ways to do the calculation. One comes up with 6,500 years, and that uses just the control region, right, for the calculation. But that isn't what they did. I think they took the estimate of 200,000 years, or 100,000 or something, and they divided it by 20. Because the mutation rate that Parsons came up with was putatively 20 times what they expected, or what the mutation rate had been calculated as in the past. So they just did some quick math, divided 130,000 years by 20 or something like that, and came up with 6,500 years. And you guys did the, another way to do it is to look at the variation in current populations. It's anywhere from 80 to 150 or something. I've seen a wide range of estimates. Or you, like Dr. Dan just did, you can look at the Neanderthals, which I think is 234 or something differences. Anyway, but either way is not the correct. You're not going to get meaningful numbers because you can't use fucking pedigree data. You just can't use pedigree data. You don't know what's happening in those lineages. You don't know if there's that control region. It could be that certain mutations in that control region cause problems for the DNA, and natural selection over a period of time would take those out, basically. And so there's purifying selection. There's other things where if the mutations aren't just going to occur in the control region, they're also going to occur in the coding region, which is going to immediately wipe out everything, including whatever mutations were in that control region. So it's just going to take it out in one fell swoop. So I mean, it's a real difficult population genetic problem. And then the other thing is you can't just look at fucking mitochondrial DNA. Why not look at the whole genome, right? How does their shit play out with the entire genome? It does not. I mean, it's more complicated because of recombination, but Donny wants to just focus on this one little thing where he got the result he wanted, and that's stuck in his head, and it's like, oh, 6,500 years. That's like 6,000 years old. Oh, that's what the Bible says.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to share another observation. And this one, Donny, if you're watching, this is directly to you, bud. You have to stop this new thing you started doing of calling people you debate with science deniers. Okay? And here's why you need to fucking stop that. You platform Kent Hovind, one of the world's most dangerous science deniers, most prolific, epic science deniers to ever exist. So you do not get to go around calling other people science deniers. It makes you look like a fuckwit, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, and they didn't present their evidence for there being an Adam and an Eve in the garden,
of course not.
which would have been interesting to hear. And a talking snake.
Yeah. Sorry, the science denier thing gets to me because it's such a blatant case of Darvo. If you're familiar with Darvo.
Darvo?
Darvo. It's a form of narcissistic abuse and pernicious gaslighting toxic individuals use to keep people off balance so their manipulation is more effective. And Darvo stands specifically for deny, accuse, reverse, victim, and offender. So in this case, what you're denying is that your fucking mentor who spews evolution denial, young earth, fucking chemtrails, climate change denial, fucking anti-vaccine hysteria bullshit, he is the one who's a fucking science denier, okay?
Yeah.
And you learn from him how to be a religious apologist with Bible brain rot and also be a science denier. So you don't get to go around calling people science deniers until you kick Dr. Hovind off your channel and disavow him and all the bullshit you learn from him. Otherwise, that's such a performative use of that word from you. It has zero weight behind it. And every time you use it from now on, I'm just going to turn it right back around on you. So you need to stop it.
Yeah. Dr. Dan lives rent-free in their empty heads. It's very spacious.
Yeah, so I imagine it's like just a giant cavernous room, and then somewhere off in a dilapidated, discombobulated, uncared for corner that's never attended, there's a tiny egg-shaped, uncrenulated, marble-like object that utterly lacks gyri and sulci and is just smooth as all get out.
Baby smooth.
Yeah,
baby smooth. Yeah. So what was I going to say? Oh shit, I lost it. Oh well.
I'm sorry. I probably concussed you with that rant. My bad. I am pissed about it.
Well, my mind only works in short segments. Yesterday I had a wellness check, and guess what? I fucking aced the cause of cognitive test, so I'm like a genius. I mean, like I am like smarter than everybody because hardly anybody gets that cognitive test right.
You're fit to be president.
Kitchen Village Baby. There you go. I still remember it. Kitchen Village Baby. Yeah, I get to be president now. Yeah, that's the 20th cognitive test I've aced this month. I don't know why they keep sending me back. They keep acing, man. Anyway. Oh, shit. So what else is going on? Let's see. What else can we say about Donny? Yeah. Okay. Biblical Adam and Eve. So, I mean, they would have to explain the whole thing. Like, I want them to tell me about the talking snake. Because snakes don't have hyoid bones and vocal cords, and I don't think they do anyway.
That's a great catch, Mike. No, they don't have hyoid bones. And he's always talking about those fucking hyoid bones. Damn, I got to use that one on him sometime. That's a fucking brilliant catch, Mike.
So the only way for the snake to talk is for God to like do a miracle on the snake to make it talk, or Satan. And who the fuck is Satan? Where did he come from? How did he end up getting in the picture and making the snake talk? I don't get the whole thing. I mean, they got a lot of explaining to do. And so Donny is I don't know, science denier or science. He's a science picker. He picks a pack of parsons. So Donny picks a pack of parsons. Say that fast. The one paper from 1997, and if you look at his picture, most of those papers are like from 1990 something. And I've got 56 papers that range for the last 30 years, or last 26 years, that have a whole lot to say about all this. And we could go through all of them, but goddamn, I got
like I said in the debate, it's a wild inversion of reality, right? He thinks he's fucking Galileo when he's actually the geocentrists. And I don't know how else to make it clearer to him than to explain to him that flat Earth is the exact same shit as young Earth. It's rejecting the physical evidence of reality because it goes against really wooden literal interpretation of scripture. And it's again, like, I am at the point where I don't really care to untangle the skein of his fucked upness. I don't care if he's dishonest or if he's just incompetent. I'm at this point, I'm like, we need to prioritize reducing the harm that this guy does. I don't give a fuck if he's, innocent of being willfully dishonest or not anymore.
Yeah. Yep. What do we got here? Oh, okay. You get the whole thing. Oh, standing in poop tran. Let's see, what was that? Transcripts. Standing in poop transcripts, I think. Let's see, what else? I haven't looked at Donny's stuff for a long time because he is just such a venomous little critter.
Really, truly.
Here we go. Here's what happened. Powerful hallucinogen. Then they could play Dune and could hallucinate snake stalking. Yes.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, pretty much all I got. We could, playing the debate, God, it really irritated me. And I think Donny and Sam were both kind of being little pricks.
Oh yeah, they were huge pricks. We were crushing their data, just absolutely unraveling it. And so they wanted to goad us into mudslinging. And they were trying desperately to get us to do that. And I don't think we really bid on it much. We were perfectly cordial the whole time, but just not putting up with their bullshit.
Yeah, you guys were nice to them.
Yeah.
Anyway. So what's going on? What else is going on, Scott? Anything going on with you?
Not really. I found that book I was looking for.
You did?
At that source that we talked about that I'm not going to talk about here. So I'll be able to read chapter 6 rather than ask ChatGPT what chapter 6 says, which isn't reliable.
Yep. So I'm still working on embryology and trying to visualize how the cardiogenic field folds into the primitive streak, and having my brain is just saying, no, stop it.
There were I'm still coming up with stuff on the debate. This shit lives rent free in my head. I don't know how much of it you guys watched. Did you watch long enough to see both Sam and Donny rage quit and run off without a word?
No, I didn't see that part.
I didn't see that.
Was that
part.
At the end?
On the open panel, yeah.
I've not been getting much sleep, so every time I sit at the couch, I'm in danger of just falling asleep and waking up 2 hours later, with a crick in my neck and slobber down my beard and everything, wondering where did the time go?
Sam pulled the Sal Cordova and then ran away. He pulled out his book that was supposed to impress us. It wasn't even the Sal Cordova because he didn't even have a stack of books. He just had one book. And he pulled it out and showed it off. And I started showing off my stack of books on camera. And I just have to share this information with someone because I think it's so fascinating. One of those books is called The Digital Atlas of the Human Anatomy. And it's the most detailed digital roadmap of the human body ever created. And the way that it was created was a female cadaver and a male cadaver were donated to the project. and they were frozen in liquid gel, and then they were sliced into 1,878 little pieces that were scanned into a computer and used to recapitulate the three-dimensional structure of the body. And it's just amazing. It's so cool. It sounds like straight up necromancy to me. And yeah, it's amazing.
Wow. So this is online somewhere. Do you have a link?
It's called the Digital Man Project, and it's been around for a while. You can look it up for sure, and there will be all kinds of models you can interact with online. I just have this book about what they did and how they interpret that data, and it's fascinating.
Wow. Did you ever see that display? I went to the Mall of America and saw the display where they had the slices of humans. They had all these. It was amazing. They had
it's kind of what it's like.
Yeah. What's that?
It's kind of what it's like. It has slices like that in this book. Slices of skin, hair, and you know what else it has?
What is it called? Digital what? Yeah, the rage quit isn't on the video anymore. Oh, nice. Well, let me try to make you big.
So they edited it to make them look better?
No, it might have just...
Let's see. I want to add you to the stage.
I think it's switched to another video because Sarah left. Another mod took over, so they switched to a continuation video on his channel. But on my channel, it's all one continuous stream. So the whole thing's up there. So you can see Sam rage quit. You can see Donny slink away quietly without saying farewells or, doing anything to promote his channel or his ministry. And no problem, Dr. Dan. Thank you. Thank you for your help.
Yep. Thank you.
It's all on my channel if you want to watch it on there.
Okay, let me link your channel in the description also. I do want to link Raging Tomatoes because I think they're doing a good service. But okay, got it. Cool. I got to put this in the description. And anyway, I'm pretty much done. How about you?
Yeah, no, I'm sure we could go in depth and analyze this whole debate, but it would be a lot of recapitulating things we've already talked about on this channel a million times.
Well, I don't think Donny came up with anything that was. I expected him to have, he's been doing this Parsons paper for 5 years now.
Yeah,
I thought he would have come up with something new, but he did not.
Yeah, no, he just used the cherry picking argument ad nauseum. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, I also traced out the Parsons paper for. Let's see, where do I have it here? I traced out the history of all this. There was Parsons, and then there was Lowe came up with the 6,500 years. That was a different paper. And then Weiland, 1998, in creation.com, found it. That's when the creationists discovered this thing. And then they went ahead and I think they did in Mother of All Humans Lived 6,000 Years Ago, Institute for Creationist Research. But I traced out the history of how this became a creationist thing. And we could, do that someday as well, but probably not ready for it today.
I got one more thing. I have a favor to ask for from the audience. If you're watching this, if you could go over to the Raging Tomato channel and try to balance out the comments a little bit. Donny and his SFT minions, they have this thing they do with every video they make where they have all these repeat offender accounts come and post these really repetitive, hypnotic assertions about Donny totally destroying the debate. And I'll even give you what you can go over and comment. Go over and just comment. I want any of these creationists to give me any data or experiment or paper that Austin had that was wrong. Just ask them to name one of the facts I used that was wrong, and they won't be able to do it. And then you can clown them for commenting on a debate that they probably didn't even watch.
Okay. Right here.
Yeah, and obviously don't harass or be vile to anybody. I don't want YouTube to try and accuse us of like brigading, but you have the right to go watch that video and comment on it and say how well or poorly you think the creationists did, or how well or poorly you think we did.
So I just put in the comments on that channel, on that video. So what fact did Austin present that is factually wrong? And we'll just see.
Perfect.
Yep. Okay, guys, so we get out.
Yeah,
Yep, I'm good to
they're
go.
going to charge us extra for the room if we don't get out soon.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody.
Okay. Thank you. Goodbye, cruel world.
Everybody have a nice Friday evening.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bye.